you've been here how many years now?
We've been here 6 years now.
Is it 6 years?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's in
gosh.
our 6th year.
And before that?
Ludlow for just over 7 years.
Hibiscus.
Yes.
Why?
It's a very special flower for me. My parents at home got a lot of ages made with these flowers and bring back a bit of a childhood memory. You can actually cook with it as well, do some fantastic stuff. And that's why I decided to call it hibiscus.
Claude, how would you describe your food?
I would say it's French.
Yeah.
It's definitely French. No, it's got... I love traveling. I like taking different flavor from where I travel. But let's say it will be French, actually. It will be maybe... I don't like the word of modern French because there's no modern or ancient.
Sure.
It's French food.
Now, your menu is rather different.
Yeah.
Just talk me through the menu.
Okay, the way we set up the menu, we only put the list of ingredients. Because I found myself working on 15 years with some supplier, where I find myself rude to say to them, I want this, because it's maybe not the best time to have it. Donc now the way we're working is I'm asking them, what have you got? And it's okay. We've got the mussel at the moment and ice, we've got the mackerel, it's the best time to have it, we got this. And from this we build a menu. Donc I put the dishes on the menu and people can choose the dishes. And you can come, you can have 3 courses, and you say, I fancy the scallops, I fancy the monkfish, and I have the chocolate. And from this, we build your menu. And it worked great. It worked great because I've got not that much trust with the supplier now to try to chase them for quality, because they know I trust them, they trust me, and it's a fantastic relationship. We done the wine list the same way we think about food. We're thinking about artisan. We're not going to have a Chablis on the wine list just because it's a Chablis. We want something, we want to explain why for us is the best Chablis, why it's marrying with this food, because people, I think, chefs got tendency to forget l'art de la table. And it's not just food on the table. It's a wine, it's a service, that's what it's, l'art de table. And it's very important to put back together. And if you have to give you a rosé, if somebody wants a glass of rosé, it will be the best rosé you can find.
We are really focused on food and wine matching. So we do a lot of wine by the glass for each dish, which is really interesting, which is quite off the mainstream as well. So it's really important with this style of cuisine to Claude Bosi to try the dishes.
Yeah, well, I noticed you do flights of wine with the dish.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a glass of wine for each course on about 6 or 8 courses. So we try really to enhance the flavors of each dish, and after you can have fun or another style of fun, depending which flavors you want to take back from this dish.
The development kitchen, what we use it for demonstrations. Claude does regular cookery demonstrations for the general public and for corporate midweek and general public on a Saturday down there. We also use it for a reception area for this private room, whereas before it's quite one-dimensional. People would book, come for supper, but they'd have to come straight in, as we don't have a bar area upstairs, straight into the into the private dining room and sit straight down, whereas now they go into the development kitchen. It's cool, it's funky, it's a lovely space. A chef goes down there and makes their canapes for them in front of them, and they stand around drinking champagne. The other thing we use it for is we now have the 2 pubs. We have the Fox and Grapes and the Malt House, and dish development. All the dishes that are coming onto the menu at Hibiscus are now tried and tested in the development kitchen.
What makes you get up in the morning? What makes you want to go to work?
I love what I'm doing. I love the buzz of it. I even love the stress of it. I love the idea to have a business when you can open the door and people come. For me, this idea of people be able to give you some money to do the job you want to, I find that fascinating.
What strain does it put on it with you both being in the business?
It doesn't really. I mean, it's a format that works really well, and almost sometimes too well, because you get very used to working together.
Sure.
That working with somebody else sometimes can be a bit of a learning curve. I mean, I have a daughter, and with other bits and pieces going on with the pubs and things, I'm not here all the time. But I have a brilliant restaurant manager. Lauren is a great guy and very, very capable and brilliant team leader. And almost trying to get Claude and Lauren to work side by side, you have to sort of, they have to go on the same curve, which they do now. But no, strains between people, it doesn't really. I think it's more beneficial.
In your opinion, what makes a good restaurant?
The hard recipe it is. I mean, Actually, no, you know what? I think it's a very easy recipe. You take care of your customer, because without your customer, you have no restaurant. These people come every day, give you the money to be able to do the job you love doing it. And it's so important to respect this. I think consistency, of course, the atmosphere. And I would say a restaurant is maybe 60% service and 40% food. If you don't have a great service and a great atmosphere in a restaurant, you can be serving the best food in the world. Your restaurant will be empty.
No, we are here to create an experience, and we try to do each other the most casual way as we can. No fuss, just talk about the real flavors and what's going to happen a little bit in the palate of our guests, why we choose it, and why we think in some way they're going to have fun with it. The target is a pleasure.